It was supposed to be a routine flight for 142 passengers aboard Southwest Airlines, from Denver to Orlando, on that bright October day. In row 15, Jane, a young mother, cradled her 3-month-old daughter Lily. Since the beginning of the flight, the baby has not stopped crying, and the passengers around started cast dissatisfied glances at them. Jane was nervous about that. She had no idea that was about to face every parent's worst nightmare. 2 hours into the flight the baby seemed to calm down, but soon Jane noticed Lily's breathing become shallow. She tried to comfort her, but something was wrong. Lily's tiny face turned an alarming shade of blue, her little chest barely moving. Jane whispered in panic, shaking her daughter gently.
"Please, no, Lily, wake up baby."
But Lily was unresponsive. Jane's heart raced, as her mind screamed for help. In a voice that barely concealed her terror, she called out,
"My baby's not breathing. Help! Someone help!"
The plane, once filled with the quiet buzz of passengers, fell silent. Everyone's attention snapped toward row 15. A voice from the back of the plane broke through the tension.
"I'm a pediatrician. Let me through."
This was Dr. Chris Miller, who had been sitting several rows back. A father of 3 and an experienced pediatrician, he quickly assessed the situation. The baby was in respiratory distress, her lips had turned blue, and her breathing was faint.
"Get me the emergency medical kit and oxygen mask,"
Dr. Miller instructed the flight attendants, who were already in motion. He checked Lily's airways and began administering oxygen. He tried to remain calm, but inside, he knew the gravity of the situation. The baby wasn't responding to the oxygen as quickly as he hoped. He gently repositioned Lily's head, checking again for any obstruction. A tiny gasp escaped the baby's lips. It was faint, but it was a sign.
"Come on Lily. Breathe for me,"
Dr. Miller whispered, his hands steady but his mind racing. He adjusted the mask and administered another burst of oxygen. Suddenly, Lily's chest rose and fell, her tiny lungs expanding, as the oxygen finally took effect. Her color slowly returned, her little eyes fluttering open.
"She's breathing,"
Dr. Miller exclaimed, a smile breaking across his face. Jane let out a sob of relief, clutching her hands to her mouth.
"Oh my God, thank you."
Dr. Miller gently handed Lily back to her, but not before making sure the baby was fully stabilized. The passengers, who had been watching the scene unfold in breathless silence, erupted into applause. Dr. Miller explained what had happened.
"It seems she had a brief respiratory blockage. These things can happen with infants, especially at high altitudes. But she's going to be fine. You did everything right by calling for help immediately."
"You saved my baby's life. I'll never be able to thank you enough."
"I'm just glad I was here. You were brave, and you did everything a mother should."
The flight landed safely in Orlando, where paramedics were waiting to further assess Lily's condition. But thanks to Dr. Miller's quick thinking, and the preparedness of the flight crew, what could have been a tragedy, became a story of heroism and hope.
If you like our content, could you please subscribe this channel, and press the bell icon? This will be of great help to the development of our channel, as we are going to provide you huge amount of interesting information about different places all over the world, and more.